Hello guys and welcome to another Mad Chili video. Today we're here in iRacing and I was going to do the Ferrari GT3 this week at Suzuka, but after a bit of practice yesterday I decided that maybe it's best to give that a miss. So we're here at Summit Point in the USF 2000 Formula Sprint. It's actually called the Pure Driving School Formula Sprint at Summit Point, and turn the driving line off because I want to see how that goes. In practice, my pace is pretty good. It looks like we're good enough for about top 4 in this particular group of people. So we'll see how this goes. Car number 2, so we have got to do fairly well, I guess. But we'll see how this goes. So, experimenting with the driving line turned off. Also, another thing, you might not notice it in this car, but I've turned my field of view down because I actually learned this week that field of view, it turns out, does actually matter to pace and how you perceive the race and track and things. It does actually matter. I thought it was personal preference based on camera, but I used a field of view calculator and I used to use 77 degrees, got 62 degrees out of it, so we're using 62 degrees field of view. Now this car, weirdly, you can't really notice it quite as much, I don't think, but in some of the more, like the Ferrari GT3 or something, you can really notice that I've changed the field of view. So we'll see how this goes. I have forgot to start crew chief as well, so we'll have to do that after practice. But yeah, the driving line's turned off because I know Summit Point quite well, so I thought it would be a pretty good opportunity to test out whether we could have it off or not. And it's been alright really, and I've been really enjoying this. I've been practicing for the last half an hour and I've been really enjoying it. It's a cool little car, this. One of the ones I bought when I bought a bunch of stuff for iRacing. You can see they're that initial lap time. We didn't get to set a proper lap time, that was out the pits. Right, we've got 11 cars in here, so it's top split. I'm the only Division 2 driver in here, although car number 1 is Division 3. So that's a bit weird, but so it's looking like we're going to be looking for a top 5 here. Probably slightly better, so that's not the most convincing thing. Probably a top 4 is what we would want for the iRacing side of things.
Radio check.
Spotter, radio check.
And we'll see how this goes. So if we're really off the pace in qualifying, I'll probably try to turn the driving line on.
72 kilometres per hour. Pit exit's clear.
But it seems okay with it turned off,
We've
so
got 2. That's just
see.
at a decent time.
So out we go in qualifying then. It's fixed setup this, so nothing for us to tweak. Still figuring out how to brake there. I think the 3 cone mark out of 5 cones, 3 cone mark is the place to brake there, although I'm a little bit unsure. Braking early seems to get you a slightly better exit. Braking later seems to be a little bit slower on exit, so it's kind of you know, trying to balance it out between quick on entry and quick on exit, trying to balance it. So I think that's the perfect balance. Also not spinning it here. If you brake going into this corner because it's downhill and a corner, the car can sometimes want to spin. I've spun there in the MX-5 before as well. It's quite an easy place to spin. So we'll see how this race goes. I'm really hoping that this isn't a bad decision doing this morning. However, we never know. So we'll see how it goes. Also, unlike other cars where you like to ride those apex curbs, you can't do that in this because it actually gets stuck a little bit. It kind of grinds on the floor, which slows you down, so generally not the best idea to do that. Right. There you go, I've had a pretty good exit out of there, pretty much identical to my previous best time, so we'll see how this goes. Braking earlier here seems to be quite good, although that was a bit too early. If you brake earlier, it does seem to get you a better exit, although that was a bit too early. Oh, this is not been a good middle section of the lap. Although, even though it doesn't feel that great, it's actually quite close to what I was doing in practice. Oh, there you go. That I keep remembering. In the GT4s and things, you need to slightly brake going over there, slightly lift off, but you don't in this, and that takes some getting used to. But luckily, on my best lap, I had a really bad exit out the last corner, so that is something to try and gain on another time. So I've set a lap there, currently enough for P3. That'll go back though. Oh, this time I've had a bit of a... Oh, never mind, I thought it was a bit of a worse exit. It actually turns out it was a pretty good exit. Yeah, that was all. Again, through there, I'm not quite able to match what I did in practice. I don't know why. No! Oh, that was close. Car almost spun on me there. That was really close.
That's a new fastest lap for Zabo, 109.0.
Again, I don't have the confidence to go flat out through there, and it's really annoying. Because I know you can, I just can't. Yeah, get a very good exit out of there. So this second lap is going to be a good 1/10 of a second faster. There we go, so it's going to be a 10.4. Currently enough for 5th on the grid, so we'll see how that goes. I know I can do slightly better than a 10.4. My optimum there was a 10.0. So this is the sort of times we need to be getting into. We need to get into those 1-minute 9s. We're not quite there yet. However, maybe through following some people in the race, we could get there. I don't know. But currently 5th place. Yeah, the lap, we improved the lap a good bit, but still nothing much. So even if we improved it a lot, I think even if I'd done my best, and then a little bit more, like my optimum was a 10.0, so I've made no mistakes, because there was a bit of a mistake on that lap, again. So we'll see how this goes. Starting P5, hopefully. We'll see what the other 3 do. I don't think they're qualifying, because they've had, yeah, a lot of people have had issues in qualifying. 4 incidents, 3 incidents, 3 incidents, 3 incidents. So quite a few people seem to be making mistakes. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the grid. Right, here we are. Qualifying's just coming to a close. Still 5th.
That's the end of the session,
changed
P5.
From where we were. So we'll see how this race goes. I'd like to stay P5, really. I think, you know, there's 11 cars, so we could probably do okay with P5. I'd like to be... Oh, actually, there's only 10 cars, although we'll still get counted on. Because really, the guy that set the woman at 11 there actually disconnected. I don't know why. Manually disconnected, so probably won't be back. Anyway, let's go to the grid. By the way, if anyone hasn't noticed already, I am using a McLaren livery here. Which is kind of interesting, I think. It's quite nice, doesn't it? Anyway, just need to kind of wait now for everybody to load in. It's going to be a rolling start nicely. That's good. This series, I actually quite like it. I think I'm going to try and do it more often, because they also go to some ovals. Next week, they're at USA International Speedway, so I think we'll definitely give that a go. Because it's kind of like a... It's called Formula Sprint, this series, obviously. It's a 15-minute sprint race, by the way. Hadn't actually let you know that. So we'll see how this goes, but... Yeah, they go to some ovals, because it's kind of like an IndyCar feeder series kind of thing, this. So they go to Southern National right at the end of the season, and then go to USA next week, so... We'll see how that is. I love Southern National as well, so we'll probably make sure we do that later on in the season. Although these cars do have a tendency to be quite understeery. I tried this one out at Suzuka, which is where it was last week, and it felt awful. Although I've actually found a lot of cars don't feel very good around Suzuka. Those first corners, I always thought they were really nice at Suzuka, really flowing, but actually that might only be the case in an F1 car. I think in a any other car that doesn't have as much downforce, they're actually not that nice. Anyway, we're starting now. Everyone's loaded in.
Celsius. The track temp is 44 Celsius.
Everyone apart from P7, because they're not in here, so there's only 10 cars now. So it's quite a small grid, actually.
Car number 5 in the left column.
But we'll see how the pace can improve over these 15 minutes. And what we can do about it. I want to see what the pace is like. Obviously, make sure we don't get too many lockups. We're on the inside as well, so maybe we can make a dive for P4. I remember here at Summit Point. Summit Point's a bit like Lime Rock. Starting on the inside is quite an advantage. I mean, not as much as Lime Rock, but it is good, because you go onto that long straight, and then you have the inside court line for the right-hander. It's pretty good. Because it's such a tight corner, it's quite difficult to be on the outside for it and make it work. So we'll see how that happens. We'll see how it works. We're just going to try and warm up the tyres here best I can. We'll see how the race goes, really. I mean, I'd love to get a top 4. I think that's what will give me iRacing, a top 4. So I think that's what we're going to try and aim for. However, we'll see what happens. Weirdly as well, even though I am car number 2, Wydown's car number 7, they are all Division 3 or above, meaning that they are pretty good. I'm only Division 2, so they're not much difference. I might even be Division 3 now, considering my iRating's taken a bit of a dive this season, hasn't it? But I've lost probably a good 200, 300 iRating that I maybe couldn't have lost, but I think I am around 2700. That's what I'd personally rate myself at. I'd say I'm 2700 iRating-ish. Definitely above 2500 though. Whatever my iRating is definitely above 2500. I don't want to go below 2500. It's still a good 170 points off that, but that's what I don't want it to go below. I think I'm definitely better than 2500. Anyway, we'll see how this goes. So my pace does need to be probably a good half a second quicker, really, than what it is. But, you know, we can make up half a second in a race. We can kind of try and see what the others do. You know, I mean, I love looking at others' replays and things.
Okay, Morgan,
to see what they do. But I find the best way to learn what other people do is literally by following them on track. That's my favourite method. In terms of a start, then, it's been pretty even between me and P4. They've actually got a slightly better start, I think.
15 minutes to go.
So I think we might let them go. The cars behind us just haven't gone. So that's kind of...
Coming up on your left. Clear on the left. On your right side.
Right, so me and fourth place is still battling. They've got a bit of a run here, so I might just let them go with this run. See if anyone makes a mistake or something, you know, because behind us there's quite a large gap now, so I can just kind of settle for P5. If I can get incident free and gain safety rating, I'll take that. Although the car behind is actually catching now as well, so maybe we need to do something.
Nice move.
I need to have confidence in the car that it can go flat through there. Why don't I don't know why, but because I've been used to not going flat through there in literally any car. I don't have the trust in the car that it will actually do it. Oh, okay, he's gone a bit wide there. Maybe someone's in the pits there, P11. They're not concerned with us. Hopefully a few people at the front can maybe wreck or something. Oh, well, so slow getting out there, that guy ahead. I was ready to plant the power, but he was in my way. And the thing is, in these cars, that being open wheelers and having these front wings and things, you don't really want anything, you don't really want to touch anybody or crash into anybody, because it might really hurt downforce, that kind of thing. You know, open wheelers, you do want absolutely zero contact if you can help it. I mean, even just a little bit of contact can be enough to make a car fly in the air with open wheels. I'm actually starting to catch back up with this guy after the first lap. Come on, go flat through there. There we go. Good. See, you can go flat through there. I just don't trust the car. I need to build up the trust. There you go. Maybe I'm not taking quite as much speed through there as I could either.
The leader's just done a 109.4. Your lap time was 110.8.
I'm definitely better than this guy in some areas of the circuit, so maybe we can try and make a challenge later on. Maybe you can make a mistake. Oh, there it is. He's running the gravel a little bit. I also got in the gravel. You can do that. Again, it's, in the BMW, it was actually slightly quicker to slightly graze the gravel, because you don't get an off track and you can go slightly quicker through the corner. Oh, there we go. Someone's lost it. That's P3 lost it. So there we go. That's up to P4 for us then. They lost it. I was hoping something like that would happen, just in case we couldn't challenge, and it did happen. That's the thing, you know, in iRacing, finished first, the first have to finish. That was quite a bad crash, actually, so they might be, yeah, they're in the pits, in fact, there they are, so that won't be the greatest for them. Gap behind is now a second and a half,
Fastest
so
lap for Zabo, 109.2.
we're starting to improve. What was that lap? A 10.4, so we're up to what we did in qualifying now. And now we need to start building on what we did in qualifying. You know, trying to do better and better without pushing the limits too badly, because I'd love it to be incident-free. I'd love this race to be incident-free. It'd be pretty good for safety rating then.
The gap in front is now 0.6.
But now I think we can chill out. Now I'm P4 rather than P5. I have that knowledge that, you know, we're probably going to get an iRating here. Out of 11 cars, car number 2 finishing P4, we're probably safe. So I just want to try and basically make sure the car behind doesn't catch up to us too much. And also try and learn the track. That's kind of the key thing, you know. In a race, I do tend to learn a track
Zabo is now
a little bit better than I do in practice. I don't know why, I just do. So they carry a bit more speed through there, that's what we want to keep doing. Gap behind has actually gone up by about 0.2 of a second this lap, so you know, that's what we want. They go 10.3, so the lap times are slowly coming down. In practice I did a 10.2. That's my absolute best that I've ever done around here in this car, 10.2. So we're going to be aiming for something like that.
That's 10 minutes left. Nice and smooth with that throttle. Keep it balanced.
We did lock up into that corner, so that car behind, allowed the car behind to get a bit closer. I'm pretty evenly matched, I think, with the car behind, so we'll see what happens. The guy ahead is starting to get away now. Yeah, he just grazes the grass slug. They do that to try and kick the car around a little bit. You can do it at Okayama as well, but I don't like doing it because it's a bit risky. And looking at that guy, I think maybe that's what caused P3 to have that big off, because you know, it is quite tight. I don't know what that was over the radio. So on this lap, the gap was 1.6, it's still 1.6. It's actually 1.7 now across the line, so the gap behind is pretty steady. Maybe I'm slightly better than him, by like maybe a 10th a lap or something. Weirdly, I've actually caught up to the car ahead a little bit here. So maybe my pace is starting to arrive. We didn't have the pace initially, but now I'm beginning to learn the track a bit more. Maybe we are starting to get some pace, right? It's obviously only a 15-minute race, this one. So it'll probably be like, I don't know, 13 laps or something. Maybe 12 laps, I don't know, 12, 13 laps it will probably be. We're not quite halfway, we're going to be halfway through in about 40 seconds. Gap behind this time, 1.7, 1.8, so there you go. So we're gaining about a 10th a lap, roughly. Although my times, that was a 10.7, so I'm getting a little bit slower. A little bit later on the breakthrough there. No, that was close. That was so close. I went on the throttle a bit earlier, seeing what would happen, and yeah, that was not good. Car got really close to spinning there, and you can quite easily overreact in these cars because they're so, you know, the steering kind of rotation is so small. Like the actual steering, you know, it is definitely. You know, this car's quite easy to drive, but at times it does give you a reminder that it can still spin around. It's not guaranteed easy, this car. They go flat through there we go. That's what I need to do every time. The gap behind is now actually starting to extend quite a bit, 1.8 seconds. The gap ahead is also 1.8 seconds. So, There we go, gap behind's now 2 seconds. So there we go, we're slowly pulling away from that. That lap was a 10.8 though, so not the best.
1.7 seconds. Sector 1 is 1.1 off the pace. Sector 2 is 0.8 off the pace. Sector 3 time is fast.
There you go, a little bit more gentle on the steering then, that gets us a better exit. We have actually got a lap car up here, that was the car that crashed earlier on. It won't have any damage because it will have used a fast repair, this series does have that. I assume, being a D-Class series, yes it does. So... I'm being a bit more gentle with the throttle now actually, a bit more kind of like calm, going you know, a bit more
P4.
idle power through some of these corners. It does seem to gain us a little bit of pace, I don't know. I think the car behind has started getting less consistent, so we've been able to pull away. I mean, I haven't been the most consistent, but I've been better than the car behind me. The gap's now 2.2 seconds, so we're doing something right. And I was at 10.7, so actually that last lap was better than the one before. And the key thing is obviously through all of this, we're in P4, so even if we are not that quick, it seems. Obviously we really should have been P5, I think that person crashing was a massive help to us. Although, if you crash, tough.
5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Sadly. That's why you got to be careful, really. In a race, you can't try and get best lap times all the time.
The gap behind is now 2.1 seconds.
The gap behind is now getting on for 2.5 seconds, so that's really good. I'm impressed with that. I mean, the guy ahead has got away a little bit now, but, you know, we are kind of in a bit of a no man's land this race, I think. We're slightly slower than the guy ahead of us, although 10.6, so the times...
1.2 off the pace.
The times were creeping up, and now they've started creeping down again, which is really good. It's what we want, obviously. You know, we go really quick a start, and then we get into a bit of a rhythm, so we slow down. And then as we learn the track, it starts coming back up again. That's what we want. Also got P10 up here, they're a lap down. They were in the pits right at the start, I think, so we'll see about them. I think they were off or something. But, right, that lap was that little bit of a middle sector was not the best I've done. There you go, try and carry a bit more speed through there. That's what we need. That's where I'm kind of suffering. Oh, there you go, that guy's off again. It's not been a very good race for him, has it? Another 10.6 though, so the lap was okay. And yeah, we're coming up on another lap car here, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully they are nice and just get out of the way. And they don't cause too much bother for us. This isn't really what we needed, is it? A lap car being here. Hopefully they'll get out of the way on the straightaway. If we can catch them by then. It depends on how quick they are. But hopefully they will just get out of the way and be nice. Also, they should have a blue flag appearing on their screen now. There we go. We're right behind them now, so hopefully they will just get out of the way. We're going to get a little bit of a draft off them though. Hopefully they will just get out of the way now as we go into the break into this corner.
He's still there. Still there. Clear left. Good job, buddy.
There we go, very nice.
Consistency. Keep them coming.
Very nice
Sector
of
1
them.
is
They just
0.7
go
off the
nice and
pace.
wide, let us
Sector
by.
2 is 0.6 off the pace. Sector 3 time is quick.
Minimal time loss for both of us, and we can move on.
Car left.
Whoa, he's close.
You're
What's
clear
he
on the left
doing?
side.
I brake quite early into there, I guess, then. That lost me quite a bit of time. Luckily, through this section, I'm a lot faster than him. Because I think he brakes too late into that corner and it messes up his whole section. There you go, the gap's actually back up to about 2.5 seconds behind, so we didn't lose too much. Only a little bit. Right, last lap now.
You have 0 incidents.
So on to the last lap. Been a little bit of a boring race actually, but never mind. That lap was quite slow unfortunately because of the lap traffic, but it doesn't really matter, does it? It's still good. Pretty good run through there. A gap behind is 2 seconds, and they're having to deal with that lap traffic now as well. Yeah, maybe I did brake a bit early into there, but you know, I'm pretty impressed I've been able to do this without the driving line as well. Like, I've actually been fairly good on the pace without a driving line. I mean, it is Summit Point, which is probably my favourite track, along with Lime Rock Park. I really like both of them, and Watkins Glen. They're the 3 tracks that I say I really like, and I know them quite well. I'm quite quick at them. Obviously, Watkins Glen was bored for us a little bit this week at the GTE Endurance Series, thanks to the crash. Also, the fact that the Ferrari is not competitive. The Porsche is clearly the quickest, followed by the Chevy and the Ford. They're the 3 cars that you want to have. But across the line, that lap was a bit
okay,
slow.
It's over. Good drive.
But no matter. P4, I'll take that. I'll really take that. P4 and 0 incidents as well. So there we go. No, don't crash into... I thought they were going to crash into me then. Some people don't realise that incidents do count after the checkered flag. But there we go. 15 seconds back from the leader, so not the best. But in the end, I'm pretty impressed with that, really. We lost a bit of time on that last lap. The last couple of laps, really, because of those lap traffic. But in the end, I mean, I think P3 losing it was really beneficial to that one. I think we are going to gain iRating thanks to that. We might have lost iRating otherwise. So we're going to gain a little teeny bit of iRating, I think. And our safety rating is definitely going to go up quite a bit. I'm really pleased with that 0 incidents. Definitely important. I'm quite pleased with it. Anyway, what's going on here then? Let's just wait for the results to come through, then we'll finish. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more iRacing today anyway. Next week's the new week. Ferrari goes to Watkins Glen, actually. That's really nice. So I think we'll give that a go. I can't remember where the BMWs go. Do they go to Summit Point? They go to Okayama. I don't really like Okayama, so we're not going to be doing the BMWs next week. There's a lot of tracks I don't like, actually. So we gained 8 iRating. So yeah, that person crashing out definitely helped us gain iRating there. Honestly, if we can just get into those 1-minute 9s, I think we'll be there on pace. We just need to just eke into those 1-minute 9s, and then we'll be good. Nice 0 incidents, gaining a 0.11 safety rating. That's quite a bit. Really pleased about that. If I can try and get to 4.0 or above, that will help accelerate my my license progression to A class. So that's really nice. Getting that nice 0 incidents in there. But anyway, that's about it, really. I hope everyone really enjoyed that one. It was a pretty fun race, although maybe not quite as quick as it could have been. I think there was 2 splits. I'm fairly sure, anyway, because there was initially 19 people registered, something like that. It was a little bit higher, even. So I think we... I'll have a look at what's the maximum, but I'm waiting for the second split. I think we were first split. But it's pretty fun, that USF 2000 Pure Driving School Formula Sprint. Pretty fun. What is the maximum race size? Only 18, yes. There was 2 splits then, and it was probably... There's the second split there. So if we have a look at second split, a 1-minute 10.3 would have been pretty much enough to win it. Maybe, I don't know, car number 4 there being very quick. Everyone else, so yeah. My pace isn't too bad in that car. I'm pretty pleased with it, really. I hope everyone really enjoyed that one. Hope to see you in the next one, and bye-bye!